and that lets you save.
Look here.
True Form Life.
Green look on.
Welcome to another edition of the only health and fitness show in Central Alberta. You've just tuned in to Exploring Mind and Body. I'm your host, True Form's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. Today we have another interview planned with Jameson and myself. And last time we ran out of time to give you my oatmeal recipe. So this time we're going to fill you in on that and so much more. Coming up on...
This is Exploring Mind and Body with True Form's Drew Tadia, fitness expert on 96.5 CKFM. This segment brought to you by the CLC Fitness Center. True Form Life.
All right, so last time Jameson and myself did a little interview, and we're going to do the same thing today. It went so well, so we got some questions and some conversations we're going to let everyone listen to.
Now, some of these are my questions for you, and some of them, some of your class has, submitted them, and I'm going to ask them on behalf of your class. Sure. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Let's start with this one. What is your training exercise philosophy? And a lot of gyms and trainers have a philosophy, have a game plan. What would you say yours is?
I like that question because I think most people think that everyone has the same philosophy, and if you go to any type of trainer or expert, like everyone's going to have a slightly different philosophy. Some of them are going to be drastic, but I really promote lifestyle changes, and I talk about changing your lifestyle for the better, and it begins with health and nutrition, and we touch on other areas, but I really believe in the whole aspect, and you need each part for a puzzle. So you need nutrition. You can't get your goals without adding nutrition to life adjustments. You need cardio, you need resistance training, and of course you need the mental aspect. So there's so many different areas that we cover that you need to cover to get the results that I feel you need.
So when you mention that your training philosophy is the whole life change, would it be safe to say that you do your best to address every area to get results? And of course, there's the fitness aspect where you mentioned the cardio and the resistance training, but a whole life change, it has to happen more than just the hour and a half that you're meeting, twice per week or once per week with your clients at your classes. That there's got to be, what they're doing at home in terms of nutrition. There's got to be that motivation factor, that support factor. So do you help address that to achieve the lifestyle change?
Well, you know what I like let's talk about our classes first. Like our classes are more than just fitness classes. Like we do a lot of stuff outside of the class together. Like we talk through emails, and we're actually doing a cool little run here this summer. It's called the Mud Hero Run. So some of us are doing that, and a lot of the class members are friends, and they hang out outside of class. So it's more than a support group. It's more than a fitness class. So when we talk during class, I often talk about fitness, or we talk about lifestyle. We talk about where to go grocery shopping. There's so many things that we talk about. Let's say just to address nutrition. And that's just one aspect alone. If you jump into the mental aspect, we do static exercises where you're holding exercises. Now, a lot of the time, and I talk about mental some of the time, and if you're holding an exercise, your muscles don't give out first. Your mind gives out first. And I talk about that sometimes, and sometimes I don't say anything at all. I just make sure the ladies know that they need to hold that position, on my cadence until it's time to move on to the next exercise. And the subtle ways that I teach, I think, are really effective. And sometimes it's good when people don't exactly know what you're doing, but we get results regardless.
Would you say that the way you teach, the way you run your classes, offer a special camaraderie or a special bond with the people who are taking part? I mean, because obviously that's such a big part of the lifestyle change and of losing weight is, having that support group. Do you encourage that in your classes where, everybody's kind of on equal footing and, everybody should be trying to encourage one another and, they can be the shoulder to lean on if need kind of thing? Well,
what's great about our class members is I don't have to do that. Like, this is probably the closest group of people I've been around. And we've had people for 6 months. We might have maybe even 8 months. We've had people with us that long, and people get along, and we talk about problems sometimes, and we talk about how to achieve goals, and just little things bring each other together. Like we have Leslie that we're kind of following along with, and people have encouraging emails or letters, and I'm sure they have encouraging words for her. So I really believe that our group is much different than many other groups that you're going to find out there. We're just a really tight group that is really encouraging, and doesn't have I don't know if that has a whole lot to do with me. I encourage a light atmosphere, like it's not a boot camp. I don't yell. I'm not ever angry. We work out and we have a good time. There's lots of laughs and there's lots of support and people coming together for one goal. And I think that was my main goal before this whole thing started.
Do you think that has a lot to do with then, why people keep coming back and why they're finding the success? Because 6 months is a long time. Mm-hmm. 6 months is a long time for people to be committed to a fitness class. It just is. It just, I can count on, all of my fingers and toes how many friends I've had that sign up for the gym, and it's, a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 months. But to get 6 months into something, you think that's maybe the light approach that you take is a big part of why people come back and, have fun and then get committed to it?
Well, I think people have the wrong aspect of fitness. They used to say, they probably still say, no pain. What is it? No pain, no gain. There you go. I don't even know what it was anymore, but that's absolutely ridiculous. I think when people come to our classes, they realize that you don't have to be in a miserable, painful environment to get results. And some of the exercises aren't easy. Don't get me wrong. The ladies work extremely hard, but the whole atmosphere of just us being laid back and joking around, I think that absolutely has everything to do with people enjoying that and coming back, because it really is more of a fitness class. It's people hanging out and having a good time, and it's about developing relationships in a supportive, positive environment.
Let's get to a couple of the questions that have been asked by your class, and I'm asking on behalf of the class. And, again, the big part of the lifestyle change is what you're doing. Not so much you, but what the people in your class are doing away from the class. If you're going home after a class and then the next day ordering pizza, wings, and doing that 6 out of the 7 days that you're not in the class, that's probably not going to help. So what should, for instance, what should some of the things that people be looking for in terms of making healthier choices while eating out? Because it's going to come up, and that is a question that someone from your class had asked.
Well, I guess the first thing I would say is to stay away from guilt. There's no problem with going out once in a while and having a good time and having a few drinks, having a burger, whatever it is. I'm not a drill sergeant. I'm not someone who's going to be disappointed or angry at someone who does that. We talk about that all the time. There's nothing wrong with someone going out and enjoying themselves. It's really about what I preach, I guess, is making better choices. We can always make better choices. So if you're going to go out to a restaurant, there's nothing wrong with having a salad. There's salads that are really good. Soups are really good. Again, you don't know exactly what's in that stuff, but if you're going to grab a burger, skip the bacon, skip the cheese. Maybe you can even have a chicken burger and that's not breaded. So there's so many different things that we can do to make better choices. If we're going to go out, if we're going to indulge, if we're going to have a good time, you don't have to sit there with a little bowl of soup and be miserable the whole time.
Well, obviously, real life is going to come up, and you're going to want to go out,
right?
And you're just saying that if you do go out, don't get down on yourself, because you don't want all of this to get in the way of having fun,
right?
So don't get down on yourself, and then just make the smarter choices. It's common sense, right? Instead of the baked potato, the salad on the side is probably the healthier option. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just do it. We make conscious decisions every day. We all have choices in everything we do, and just make a better choice. It could be something as small as that. Skip the baked potato and have a salad on your side, and don't worry about anything else, and get back to it the next day.
Here's another one sent in, and again, it has to do with the whole lifestyle change. For anybody who maybe you get sick, you miss a class, or maybe you want to do something outside of the class to ensure you're still getting that same feeling while working out away from the class. Is there anything that, and this person asked, anything they can do on their own, like cardio or anything along those lines at home?
I guess it depends, how many classes you're coming to. We have classes. I think we're the only group right now that we have 2 classes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then 2 classes on Tuesday and Thursday. So that's 10 10 classes throughout the week that you can mix and match. You can come to any class. So I encourage, if you're missing class, to make up classes on another day. So there's a class you can go to on every day of the week. In 3 of the days you can go twice a day. But doing like so depending on how many times you're coming, some people are twice a week, and that's a great starting point. But in which I encourage, if you're just starting out, twice a week is more than enough, especially with the exercises we're doing. But the biggest results we've seen is people 3 times a week. So you want to come 3 times a week, and that's, I think we talked a little bit about nutrition. We definitely address that, but that's without cardio, and that's without hours in the gym like every day. Like, that's just the old philosophy. You have to spend hours in the gym to get results. Just not true. So 3 days a week, we've seen incredible results. If you want to do a little more, you can mix in a cardio day on your off day. But I don't recommend more resistance training because we need a break. We do full body exercises. And you need a break. You need your muscles to get a chance to rest and grow and recuperate that way. So to answer your question, just depending on how many days a week you're exercising. And you can always mix in cardio in between those days. But like I said, people coming 3 days a week alone to our classes. I've set up a great program. I haven't seen anything like it. And we've seen incredible results with 3 days a week only for just that hour.
All right, so I'm going to take off the hat of the person asking questions, and I'm going to put the producer hat on and say that that's probably all the time we have.
Okay. That's all right. That's all we got. If you have questions that you want read online, or if you want read on air, go ahead and send them in. And that's at trueformlife.com. You can find my contact page, and we'll read some of them out for you.
Segment brought to you by Hell Street.
Trueform Life.
All right, big thanks to Merle Normans. They've just jumped on board with us. Janine and I have talked a few times. We're working on stuff together. So at the moment, they're offering a free gift with the purchase of a moisturizer. And again, that's at Merle Normans. The moisturizer is oil-free. It contains vitamin C and other brightening agents that help diminish the appearance of spots and discoloration and restore a luminous, youthful glow. I can't say much about this product from personal experience, but I can tell you Janine and the rest of the ladies at Merle Normans say this is a top-of-the-line moisturizer. So stop by Merle Normans to check it out and get your free gift with purchase.
Trueform Life. This segment brought to you by Shoppers Drug Mart.
Just recently, I changed my routine. It's always good to change your routine once in a while, as I just talked about. I was having homemade granola right when I got up. Sometimes I have a shake if I'm running a little behind or just feel like one. So just recently, I've started to have oatmeal in the morning, which I'm really enjoying. I'd also like to note that I haven't taken shakes or granola out of my daily food regimen. I've just changed when I eat it, which is very important. I'd like to share a quick and easy recipe with you that anyone could make in 20 minutes. The actual prep time of 1 cup of oatmeal is about 10 minutes. After that's done, I throw in some frozen blueberries, which is my personal favorite. For some reason, when you bite them, going from frozen to hot, they actually burst in your mouth, which reminds me of those gushers I used to eat. Then I add some cinnamon and milk, and that's it. So as you can tell, the prep time is very simple after a whole 10 minutes of waiting for the oatmeal to cook. With the water ratio, I did the same I do with rice and quinoa. It's 2 to 1, meaning 1 part oats, 2 parts water, or 1 cup oats, 2 cups water to be exact. There's so many things you can do with this meal alone to increase the nutritional value and taste for some that might consider this bland. Add some of your favorite nuts like sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, or hemp seeds. You can add other frozen berries like raspberries and maybe some agave or honey. You can throw in some of your Complete Truth protein powder or the powder of your choosing to add a little protein. And don't forget about dried fruits. Cranberries and blueberries are a couple of my favorite that are packed with antioxidants and flavor. So get creative. Change up your morning meal and look forward to breakfast when you get up instead of the same old. We could all use a little spice in our lives. What's yours?
Trueform Life.
Be sure to tune in the next couple weeks. We've got some guests planned for you. That's all we have this evening in health and fitness for a better world. I'm Drew Tadia, fitness expert. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform's Drew Tadia.